Hi, I'm Dee Dee Davis, and welcome back to Let's Talk. And we have just been speaking with Cindy Gross, the president of the Pensacola Jewish Federation. And now I have another person that I'm really excited about talking with today. And this is Kristen Marks, who is an attorney. And she actually sent out some promotional packets that happened to really get my attention because I thought it was so clever and such a good idea that a lot more people would enjoy hearing about what it is you have to offer that makes you different as an attorney in this town. But welcome, Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, very, very glad to have you on. Now, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, school, how long you've been an attorney, that kind of thing.
So I've been an attorney for almost 21 years. I started off, met my husband at University of Alabama Law School. We moved down here, started our careers, and worked for a small law firm for about 7 years and transitioned into the wills, trusts, and estates area at that law firm. And then about 7 years in, I took a break for about 6 years and built a completely different business supporting women. I was a Mary Kay sales director and drove a pink Cadillac, so hence...
You were very successful if you got the Cadillac.
Yeah. So then 8 years ago, transitioned back into law and started My Pink Lawyer.
Which is what got my attention, because the packet came out and everything in it is geared toward the My Pink Lawyer, which got my attention, and I started, reading a little bit about it. But women do have very unique legal needs, don't they?
Yes, unique legal needs, and I think how we like to work with other professionals can sometimes be a little different than how men like to work with other professionals.
From the business community, I can say that nothing could be truer. Mm-hmm. But now tell me, how was the whole concept of My Pink Lawyer? Where did it come from? Did it transition from Mary Kay and just kind of mesh with?
It did. That's where the origin of the name came from. When I was transitioned back into law, I thought, well, this will be a way to reach out to the Mary Kay community and let them know what I'm doing now. However, the name quickly took off, and I live in the Gulf Breeze area, and I would have people stop me rather quickly and say, I don't remember your name, but I know you're that My Pink Lawyer lady. And when you're in business for yourself, that's what you want. It's not you remember my name. I don't care if you remember my name. Just remember how to find me when you have a need to update your will or your trust or probate administration, etc.
Well, I think you've developed quite a brand there that I think captures the imagination of a lot of people, and I think it's soft enough that I think that it gives women a comfort level, because it can be intimidating.
I hear that from a lot of women.
Going to speak to an attorney,
right?
Because it sounds so Judge Judy scary.
Yes.
All right. So, what are some of the special services that you do offer women?
Sure. So I don't do everything under the sun. What I do is very specialized. So I handle estate planning matters, wills, trusts, powers of attorney, making sure that a woman's affairs are set up in such a way so that her kids are taken care of if something happens to her, her assets pass along how she wants them, on the terms that she wants them to, and make sure that she's protected financially and medically if something should happen to her health-wise. So that's one branch of what I do. I also handle probate and trust administrations that are uncontested after somebody passes away. And I also handle minors guardianship matters and also guardian advocate proceedings for adult developmentally disabled persons.
That's quite a variety.
It is, but it kind of all falls under the umbrella. If you think of a parent and a mom and what her situation might be, she may have a child with autism. So not only do we have special planning needs for her and her child long term, but when her child is turning 18, now her child is technically an adult, legally able to make their own decisions, but they may not in reality be able to. So that's where I step in and I help the mom become, or parents, whoever, become appointed guardian advocates for their child.
Now, tell me, how long have you been doing this part of it, the My Pink Lawyer?
My Pink Lawyer's been around for 8 years, but this practice area is what I've always done. So I've never done anything else
Right.
other than these types of
Has it
matters.
been well received?
It has been.
I mean, if you've lasted 8 years, that's quite a
and
long
you know, we've
time.
grown every year. I still work with, I would say, mostly women or couples, but I still have my fair share, Dee Dee, of single men and widower men who ask, do you work with men? Because I see that you work with a lot of women, and absolutely, if they are man enough to work with someone who calls herself my pink lawyer, then I could surely be woman enough to work with them.
They are very confident individuals, for sure. Now, that of course was my next question was, you know, are all or most of your clients primarily
They
women?
are. I think that's, you know, that's who I connect with the most. But like I said, it's amazing to me the number of men that come to me, and I think they find it refreshing. Somebody who just makes them feel comfortable and is going to answer their questions and hopefully provide a lot of value, even if they never hire me for something.
Right. You give a free consultation?
Free consultations, and everything that I do is on a flat fee. Fixed fee, so
Right.
not hourly or contingency fee. So people know in advance, if you want
What
to
it's gonna cost
hire
them.
me to do something, this is what I'm going to do, or these are your options, and these are the fixed fees associated with it, and they can decide if they want to move forward or not.
Now, Kristen, do you have partners?
Well, funny you should ask. My husband is actually a part of our law firm, but he's not a my pink lawyer. He has a completely separate practice area, but he is in the building with me.
Now, are there other women that are part of the team that are my pink lawyer?
We do have 3 support staff as well. We are probably going to be adding another attorney within the next year,
And
another woman attorney.
Where are you located?
Right now, we're located across the street from Seville Quarter.
Oh, well, that's easy to find.
Yes, yes.
And you're saying right now that's until you take
Until
the
we
next big
outgrow
step.
the space. Until we outgrow the space.
What kind of plans do you have for, is the business, it's established, but everybody is always growing. So what kind of other plans? Do you plan to expand services, or do you get demands for things that you can't handle right now?
Oh, I get calls all the time for practice areas and legal matters that I don't handle, but I always try to give at least my perspective if I have one. If I have no idea what the legal matter is, I will tell them that. But I can also connect people with attorneys that I trust in the area and provide them with a legal referral. But I don't stray outside of what my wheelhouse is, because that's not fair to anybody.
Well, I think that people like having someone with a specialty as well. And I think that there are enough attorneys in this town that
Absolutely.
there are plenty of niches to be filled.
Absolutely. Now, if another attorney comes on who has another practice area that they're comfortable with, then we would expand services. But as far as little old me, it would be just those practice areas that we talked about.
How is it working with your husband in the same business?
Good. I actually never see him. He is always in court. So I hardly ever see him in the office. We come and go at different times, completely different schedules. But, you know, you may see him if you come into the office, but it works out great.
Now, you know, but working together like that, I mean, I'm picturing this at the end of the day, and you know, in my house, it's like, hi, honey, you know, how was your day? And
Right.
you usually know, I would think, working there
Not necessarily.
handles
Again,
different things.
He has completely different, completely different type of law. Again, I don't see him that often in the office, and I have big plans for my pink lawyer, so, you know, I share those with him. And
I would think, you know, Kristen, as I said, it caught my attention when I saw the marketing on this, but I would think that you would be in big demand for speaking engagements and things like that because of the whole My Pink Lawyer.
well, I do get asked to speak on occasions, and I'm happy to do so when the opportunity presents itself.
What do you think you spend most of your time on? Is it really varied?
I would say, in terms of my practice areas,
Yes.
when I looked at it for 2015, it was about 50% estate planning, and then another 30% of probate and trust matters, and then another 20% on the guardianship matters that I mentioned,
Right, with
which
lots of
dovetail with the estate planning anyway.
Right. Do you find that most women are pretty unsophisticated in these matters?
I wouldn't say unsophisticated. I think some really have no idea where to start, so they come in and they're like, I really have no idea what I'm doing here. I just know I need to do something. So like you, I try to ask a lot of questions just so we can get the ball rolling and really help them come to some good decision making in their estate planning. And other women have had some experience before, so we kind of just pick up from there and take the ball and run with it.
Everyone needs a will, right?
Everybody.
Everyone needs a will.
Yes, everybody has a plan, whether they know what it is or not, because if you don't have a written plan, there is a plan in place for you that Florida has. And a lot of people don't realize that.
And that's not the one that most
Not
people would
necessarily.
opt to use.
So
right.
everyone does need to at least have a written plan in place, which includes more than a will. It includes your financial powers of attorney and your medical directives. I mean, who do you want making those decisions for you while you're alive if you're not able to make them for yourself?
Now, how expensive does it, let's use this as an example.
Okay.
You charge a flat fee to, a woman comes in and wants a will. And what does something like that normally?
Oh my gosh, this is tough because every situation is different. So literally, I will have some women come to me and they maybe have an older plan, but once we chat about what their situation is and what they're trying to do, I'm like, you're fine. Don't pay me anything. You are fine with these documents. So that could be zero. I have other women with much more complex matters where we're looking at lots of trusts and putting them into place, and that could run several $1,000s. But usually, I mean, we're definitely in between, somewhere on that scale. And it's hard to say over the phone, and that's why I tell folks, I can't quote you a fee over the phone. I really don't know anything about your situation. Let's chat. You're not going to be under any obligation. And once we know what we're looking at, then I can quote you the fixed fee. And if you want to go home and think about it, that's okay.
And Kristen, just in closing, just one last question, I think mostly about the wills, because I find that is, you know, I talk to so many people that don't have one and don't even know how to start. But do they all need to be a legal document? Can somebody scribble down their notes and make it a will?
Well, in Florida, all wills do need to be witnessed by 2 adult witnesses. So you could handwrite out a will as long as you sign it in the presence of 2 signing witnesses, and preferably a notary. That will make it legal in Florida.
Well, it's been an education today.
And I wrote a book.
That's right.
If anybody wants more information.
We didn't even get to talk about that.
That's okay.
That kind of the impetus for all of this. Wise women protect their assets. And I like that. Where can people get this book? Online?
Yeah, they can get it online.
My Pink Lawyer?
Yeah, at My Pink Lawyer, or if you go to pinklawyerbook.com, they can order it, and I'm giving away a limited number of free copies right now as we speak.
Kristen, thank you so very much for
Thanks.
coming on. I appreciate it. It's been very educational, and thank you for watching. See you next week.